Alright, so we got the gearbox all apart, and what we see is it would not be so easy changing these gears, but we're going to put out all the different ideas we got. So the one idea would be that we get another gear that slides over this one. We have to machine that out, slide that, take this bearing off, slide the bigger gear over this, and we'll have to figure out how many teeth we'd actually need. And then in this gear here, we have to do the same thing. We have to machine that off and put a smaller gear on here. This part right here, we'd probably cut it somewhere in here. You know, we'd have to machine it off with the lathe and take the new gear and do the same thing. That way we'd have our two different gears. Now, of course, the challenge is these gears have got to be the right amount of distance apart and all that. Now, the other alternative is that this part is coming out here. Slide him in there. Alright, so we put our coupler over here, and we can do that with a taper lock pulley a taper lock hub that will lock onto that and go to a Lovejoy. We put a Lovejoy coupler, so that takes care of this section right here. Now we put a big plate across here with a bearing on it, and then we have some spacers or threaded rod or whatever to come up to our second plate. So we got one plate here. Our second plate will be the one that will bolt onto the motor here. So basically we'll have the motor sitting up here, pointed downwards, and the shaft will come out underneath here, and the shaft will be here with a larger gear, or a larger cog. We'll probably use a cog belt, a larger cog belt, and then in here on this side will be the smaller cog belt, which will give us our increase in ratio, and we have to figure that out to get everybody to come out to about a 10-to-1. So those are our two different ways of doing it. Each one's got its good points and bad. This right here is a lot of machining, and also figuring out the distance of the gears and getting the gears and all that other stuff. This other way is pretty much standard parts.